Because again, what does she have? Look, the negative stuff is obvious, right? But what does she have going for herself? She is attractive. I would say she's in decent shape to have had two kids. Um, uh, she's looking for a guy who can take care of himself, which means that she's looking for the average guy, right? But I think that there are some other red flags in there that make me think that she. Let's go.
Hi.
Hi,
What's your name, baby?
Brianna.
Brianna. Got the red hair popping.
Red hair like that. One of the again media portion of my channel, right? Oftentimes, women who dye their hair bright red are often seeking attention. They are off, and the reason being is usually because when adults seek attention like that, it's usually to overcompensate for something else. So right off the bat, I'm thinking that might be a red flag, or it could be just her fashion sense. Usually, though, she's trying to overcompensate for something else. With women, it's a little bit different than it is for men, right? Because men, you have to have, you can't just be good at one thing. You have to have multiple things going on in order to attract the female's attention, at least the one that you're looking at, right? But for women, it's usually there's a deficit in the attraction skill point, or how do I say this? They're usually using, a lot of times women will use tactics like that to overcome certain other tactics that are usually related to their beauty. So it may not necessarily be a red flag, but it's something to keep an eye on, though. Let's keep going.
Hello?
Thank you. Yeah.
Hey, Brianna. Where you calling me from, honey?
I'm calling from Connecticut,
Oh, I'm from Connecticut. What part?
New Haven.
Oh, I grew up in Waterbury, Connecticut.
Well, I grew up in New York, but I moved out here 3 years ago.
So New Haven's like 20 minutes from where I grew up.
Got a tattoo,
Yeah.
Yes.
and
What are
she
you
looked
doing in
like she was.
Connecticut?
Um,
She's got a tattoo, and it looks like she was laying down in the bed. Again, you're coming on a dating show, and you're doing it live from your bedroom. You got bright red hair. You got. Is that a sleeve? I can't tell. You know what? Let's keep going. Are those fake lashes? Right. Let's keep going.
I moved out here just for a better life for my kids and stuff. New York was a little too
Uh
heavy.
oh.
Okay. What do you do?
I currently work at a weed dispensary in Brooklyn, and I'm
Okay.
trying to open a salon out in Bridgeport.
So
Of
you fly
course.
to Brooklyn every day?
Yeah,
Oh my God. What is that, like an hour, 2 hours?
2 hours. Yeah,
Oh my God. Okay. How old are you, Brianna?
I'm 24.
Now you mentioned your kids. How many kids do you have?
I have two.
How old are your kids?
My son's gonna be 10 in 2 weeks, and my daughter is 6.
Six. Both by the same man?
No,
Excuse me.
Okay.
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Gemini.
A Gemini.
I'm
So
going to
this is
start taking
Brianna,
notes, man.
Connecticut,
This
New
is.
Haven, two kids, 10 and 6, Gemini, 24. What kind of man you looking for, baby?
I just think I'm looking for somebody who's open and honest.
Uh,
Somebody who I don't have to take care of them.
again, these certain things you just shouldn't have to say. Every woman is expecting to be with somebody who's honest and doesn't lie. Like I don't understand why women feel the need to say that unless you you didn't vet for maybe baby you never did, she didn't vet properly for the man she was with before, and she got lied to. If I had to guess, I would say she's been lied to by multiple men. Again, you working at a weed dispensary, you got bright red hair, tattoos, you doing a dating show live from your bedroom. This is well, There needs to be some positives in here, and I think we're about to hear it now. I think that well, let's hear what her standards are for what kind of guy she's looking for, because that may make all the difference in the world.
At all. I'm very independent. I live by myself, just me and my kids. Um, I don't want a leech at
You know
all.
what?
Okay.
And I don't want somebody who acts like a big ass kid.
No,
Okay. Translation. See, that's what I was saying. That she's probably about to get to something positive. What she wants is a guy who is able to take care of himself. An average man can do that. So, I mean, again, a lot of times what happens is that, women, they have their faults. Most women are not perfect, right? Most women are average. But the thing that will disqualify a lot of women is they have unrealistic standards. Now, her standards so far, all she said is that he needs to be able to take care of himself, which is an average man. So I'd be interested to hear what other things about the guy she's looking for that she's actually going to talk about.
no leeches and no big ass kids. Do you co-parent well with your children's dads?
Um, with my son's dad, no, but my ex, the father of my daughter, he raised my son since he was 2, so he adopted him and everything, and we co-parent very well. Like we're on a mutual understanding.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. I'm under the weather tonight, so bear with me. All right. Does the guy
She's got 2 kids. You know, it makes you wonder though, is it if he's co-parenting that well, why not give him custody? Because again, you're expecting somebody to come and be a stepfather. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I think if you're going to be a stepfather, I think you should be commended because that's a big responsibility to take on. But I also think that, well, let me say this first: being a single mom is not a death sentence. Okay, what it does mean though is that the other qualities, because remember we talked about it: fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, and childless. Well, you got a kid, okay, or 2, right? Then that means the other 5 qualities you better be off the chain with. So that being said, I mean, with every kid, you're going to add more stress to the new guy that comes in. So you need to be. That's why I said, why not just give custody to the father if he's that great? If you're doing that good of a job with co-parenting. But again, that's assuming that you're looking to get married, though. I mean, because if you're not, then,
I have to? You give me your deal breakers. Does the guy got to make a certain amount of money?
No, just enough to take care of himself, to maintain himself.
Again, average man.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Okay. I have no bra on, guys. I'm so sorry.
Dude.
I don't think the guys will
Okay.
care. Oh, you definitely have body. Small waist, big booty.
Okay. And the tattoo
Brianna, when
sleeve.
was your last relationship?
Actually, almost 3 months ago.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Don't answer.
About 2 weeks ago.
All right. Is that guy an option?
No.
Why not?
I'm just like, it's just somebody I'm having fun right now. I just got a relationship, so
Uh-huh.
I'm just like,
There it is.
chilling. But it's just one person that I've been intimate with over the breakup.
Okay. Do you want to continue having fun, or are you looking for something more serious?
Um, I've always been in a relationship, so I'm just looking for something serious, but not too serious, I will say. But I'm looking for somebody that wants to have fun with me. Like, work during the week, and then on the weekend, I want to go out dinner. I want to have fun. Somebody who's not too boring.
Okay, not too boring.
That
All
was a problem
right.
in the last relationship. Boring.
Oh, it was boring. Your last relationship?
Yeah,
The boring guys sometimes are the good guys.
Yeah.
too boring.
Too boring.
Yeah.
All
She
right.
wants
What
a
are 3
bad boy.
flaws you think you have to work on, Brianna?
3 flaws I think I have to work on would be listening more. Sometimes I listen to respond, and I don't listen to understand.
Okay.
My attitude is like an on and off switch. And I've been told I'm sometimes very aggressive.
Too aggressive. Okay. And why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
All that stuff sounds about right.
I'm independent.
The fact that she can name all that stuff, that's actually that's one positive thing I would say. Whether or not she's willing to work on it, yeah. MBA. She says that she doesn't want a big kid, but she's having all this fun. I agree. That's a good point. You know, yeah, you called it. So let's keep going because I'm trying to wait to the end to share my thoughts on this one because yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
And then I don't
Yeah,
really count on anybody. I'm very motivated in life. I know what I want.
strong and
I know the
independent.
ambition I have. I can also motivate my partner. Um, and I'm very outgoing. I'm just like I love to laugh. I like to have fun.
Okay. Brianna, does he have to be in Connecticut?
No.
No. What is the age?
Like I told you guys about that other woman who said, "Oh no, he doesn't have to be in Connecticut." She got 2 kids. What if he lives in, I don't know, let's say he lives in Orlando. How's that working out? You got 2 kids. What, are you just going to uproot your kids from school and just fly them down to Orlando? Or is she expecting the guy to pay to cover the travel? Either he needs to come, you need to fly me out to come see you, or you need to pay and come see me. But again, long distance relationships don't work if you're talking about marriage. At the end of the day, somebody's got to move. And more than likely, she's going to expect you to do it because she already has 2 kids who are at this point, from raising kids perspective, they're stable. Like they're in school, they have a stable schedule. The chances of her disrupting that just for a guy, I don't think that's reasonable. But if she did do that, then I would have some questions about that because again, your kids are in a stable environment, I would hope, right? And you're just willing to disrupt that for a guy. See, but I guess that goes back to we're just having fun thing, right? It's not too serious. Right.
Age range you would date?
So I would say like 28 to like 35.
Okay. Could he have kids?
Yeah.
Do you want more children?
Yeah, I want 2 more.
2 more. All right. Let's do it, boo. How could he reach out to you?
They can reach out to me on Instagram. That's where
Okay, right off the bat, you know, if she'd have told me that she's looking for a husband, then this would be a little bit believable as far as her being marriageable. But the fact that she's just trying to have fun, the answer is no. Because again, what does she have? Look, the negative stuff is obvious, right? But what does she have going for herself? She is attractive. I would say she's in decent shape to have had 2 kids. She's looking for a guy who can take care of himself, which means that she's looking for the average guy, right? But I think that there are some other red flags in there that make me think that she is caught up with she's probably still attached to a previous boyfriend, quite possibly the father of one of her kids, maybe. And she's trying to get over that by going out and having this fun. So no, I would say she's marriage material right now. Again, she could possibly turn all that stuff around if she starts to take life more serious. But right now, everything is fun. It's a game to her, not realizing that the clock is running out on her. We often talk about in these relationship channels. They often talk about hitting the wall. I think the wall is not necessarily the same age as we so conveniently try to put it. I think it's just a matter of when you're not marriage material to the majority of the population, when you're looking to get married. So right now she hasn't hit the wall. Why? Because she's not trying to get married. She's just out here having fun. And most guys will sign up for that. Because again, I mean, she already got one friend that she's having sex with and they're not in a relationship. So I mean, most guys are going to look at that and say, oh, okay, well, that's what time we on. Cool. I can kick it with her until I meet who I'm really looking for. Again, one of the key components that's missing in our community is the vetting process. For whatever reason, we don't use the tools that we have available to us to help us with, vetting the opposite gender. I'd be interested in, like, all her past relationships. I'm not going to lay the fault at her feet. Because, fellas, what we need to start doing is we need to start asking, who vetted that man for you? Yeah, you got all these horror stories, but who vetted that man for you? See, and it's not to try and shame them or, create the gotcha moment. What we're really looking for when you ask that question is, okay, who's the male figure in your life that you love and respect? Because if you tell me it's nobody, so you don't love or respect any male family members enough to, to help you out with selecting a man. Well, if that's the case, then how are you going to follow my leadership? Like, you've gone your whole life without following any man's leadership. So how is that going to change just because I'm with you? You see what that's now, is that a red flag? Not necessarily, because it depends on, again, what exactly are you looking for? She could have the qualities that you as a husband are looking for in a wife. But not with the attitude that she's got, obviously, because she's not trying to get married. So that's a waste of time. But if she was, what I'm saying is that I wouldn't disqualify a woman based on the fact that she doesn't have a guy to vet people for her. Now, that does lead down the rabbit hole, because then you got to start asking other questions. But until you got the answers to those questions, I wouldn't necessarily disqualify her. I'm just going to limit my the amount of attention that I give her, the amount of dates that we go on, until these questions get answered. You know what? I wouldn't necessarily limit the amount of time that I give her, because we can talk on the phone all day long so I can get the answers to my questions, and then I'll know if I need to disqualify her or not. But as far as just getting to know her, nah, I'm not going to disqualify her for that. But, not wanting to get married, oh yeah. Yeah, you definitely disqualified. Now, I'm not going to waste much time, because you want to go ahead and have fun and do all the stuff that entails with that, both the positive for her because she is having fun, but the negatives for me because I'm looking for a woman who has self-discipline and integrity. And today, when women talk about having fun, those things usually don't follow. So we're gonna move